All right, guys, the Utah Jazz blow out the Washington Wizards. This is Hanson James, and this is the SLC Dunk postgame show. The Jazz looked incredible again today, 6 wins in a row. And before we get into the Jazz, I want to talk a little bit about the Wizards. My voice is gone. I was actually at the game. I was lucky enough. I was row 12, pretty good seats, and I got to see the Jazz up close and kind of saw some things that I'd like to talk about today. But first, I just wanted to talk about the Wizards. They were without John Wall, who, if you watched this game, you realize the impact that John Wall has and how good John Wall is. John Wall's a star, and that team looked rudderless without John Wall kind of running the show. I mean, we all have seen how good Bradley Beal is, and he is an absolute all-star stud for the Washington Wizards. They're a fun team when Beal and Wall are on the floor. Beal's game is just really he's just a good player. He's enjoyable to watch. He dribbles, he drives, he shoots. He's a great shooter, obviously. But you could just see while watching that team that they just didn't kind of have that punch that they normally have, where John Wall kind of breaks down the defense and can pass and get assists and just force the defense to a collapse that can open up shots for the other team, for his other teammates. Tonight, John Wall didn't play, so it was Tim Frazier. Bradley Beal had 11 points. He was 4 for 15, minus 19 for the game. You don't think that John Wall that wasn't a little bit to do with John Wall not being in the game, penetrating the defense and then passing it out, getting him more open looks? Absolutely. The Jazz lucked out. I mean, the Jazz blew out the Wizards for sure, but they were missing their best player or one of their best players, whether you think it's Beal or Wall. And so without John Wall, he's just not able to get those shots to Otto Porter and Bradley Beal, who are some just incredible weapons for that team. So anyways, the Wizards miss John Wall. When he gets back, they'll be a lot better. So how about the Jazz? 7 of their last 8 and just dominating teams, winning just in impressive ways. They are offensively, their efficiency is through the roof, and defensively, they're just stifling. So before tonight, the Jazz were on a 5-game win streak. They were playing with Derek Favors at the center. And really, I think that's been something that's just kind of unlocked a lot of the Jazz offense. I think it allowed the Jazz to kind of see how good these players could be with a little more spacing. And the answer is very, very good. Honestly, the Jazz had just a lot of problems before Rudy Gobert went down. And in a weird way, it's kind of helped them figure out some of their problems. So the Jazz have the spacing. They have Derek Favors, he is healthy and playing great. It is so nice to see a healthy Derek Favors and just see the impact he has on the floor. He's just so special. And now you bring in Rudy Gobert and we win a team by 47. If that doesn't tell you how good Rudy Gobert is defensively and what he does. And honestly, so I was on row 12. I was able to watch up close and see kind of what was going on. He was a step slow. He looks like he doesn't quite have his lift yet. You can tell he probably needs to just get into game shape to get back to where he needs to be. But even still, Rudy looked great. His impact on the floor is undeniable. And when he's on the floor with a stretch four, we got to watch him with Jerebko, who honestly is kind of the revelation we've had in this 5-game win streak. It looked great. The spacing was there. Jerebko gets his shots, and when Jerebko hits his shots from 3, this offense just goes to another level. It goes to elite level in the NBA. So it's neat to see the Jazz being able to kind of know, like, hey, we've got 2 really talented inside players in Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors. Both have their strengths, both have some, their weaknesses. One of those weaknesses that they both share, though, is that they both don't share the ball. So they just need a floor spacing 4 to play next to them, one who plays defense like Jerebko, and all of a sudden the Jazz become really, really difficult to handle. And when they have the passing guards like Rubio and Donovan and Raul Neto at times, the offense is just beautiful to watch. It just flows. The Jazz are crisp. The Jazz are making the right pass. Tonight the Jazz scored. Everyone on the team who played in the game scored points. And only one player on the team didn't have an assist. Every single player on the team, except for Udo, who came in at the very end of the game, had an assist. That's incredible. Some teams have, like, we've talked about, like, the Minnesota Timberwolves with Ricky Rubio in the past need to get 10 to 12 assists. That probably means a lot of players aren't getting assists. This team, it's just pass, and get the advantage, go to the hoop, or take the shot. and it's just flowing beautifully. It's fun to watch. The Jazz are they are so good right now, and I don't know how long they can keep this up, if teams are going to scout them and figure it out, but my goodness, right now the Jazz offense and defense is just flowing well. And when you're up close and watching them, you can just see the players just know where they go. They know where they need to be. They play with with juice, and they play hard, and they play efficient and smart, and they don't waste possessions. Like every possessions the Jazz have, they go through like 2 or 3 progressions, and they always end up with a nice shot. And lately they've just been making it. I mean, they made a lot of shots tonight, but I mean, their 3-point percentage tonight was really good, but it wasn't like blow the doors off. I mean, the Jazz shot from 3 47%. That's really, really good. But, that was open shots and making them tonight. And then from the field, they were 56%. I mean, the offense tonight was it was really good. They were passing the ball. They were hitting their shots, penetrating, kicking it out, dunking it. It's just really exciting to watch. The 2 players that have been just really phenomenal, especially the last 3 or 4 games, Donovan Mitchell and Alec Burks. Donovan Mitchell is a star. I mean, we're basically going to have to start penciling him in for 20-plus points a game. And he's a rookie, and it's 25 games in. How exciting is that? I mean, honestly, watching him in person, it just seems like every single time he shoots it, it's going in. He's an absolute star. He really is. And Alec Burks has looked so good lately. Alec Burks scores 29 points tonight. He was 9 of 13. He was 3 for 5 from 3, 6 for 6 from the free throw line with 5 rebounds and 3 assists, 1 steal, and let's see, I'm looking for turnovers. 0 turnovers. That's insane. That's star stuff. That's 6-man of the year type production, like Eric Gordon on the Houston Rockets type stuff. That's so impressive from Alec Burks. The biggest thing I'm excited about with Alec Burks is he has just removed the inefficiencies from his game. When Alec Burks goes and he has that mid-range thing, 20 games ago, Alec Burks maybe pulls up and just shoots that mid-range shot and it doesn't go in. And he does that 3 times and Quinn pulls him. Now he's passing it off. And the nicest thing about Alec Burks, and this is maybe seems like a small thing, but for him it might be huge, but he doesn't hesitate. He just plays within the offense. So when Burks goes, he immediately goes to the rim. Or if he has the open shot, he takes it. Or if he has to wait till the big comes, he runs the pick and roll and he passes it away. Burks is playing so unselfishly, and it's actually allowing him to score a lot more. He's getting 27 points. He's playing within the offense. He's playing quickly, efficiently. The ball moves when he has it. It's not a black hole. It's not surprising that Burks was he's a plus 32 for this game. And how about Royce O'Neal, plus 35? He's turning out to be quite the steal, quite the nice pickup. He's getting minutes. And honestly, we're seeing some interesting stuff here where, 5 games ago we had Rodney Hood in the game. We can't afford to have Rodney Hood pound dribble that ball and go into a pull-up that doesn't go in. Because right now the Jazz offense is just flowing. When you get the ball, they move it and they pass it or they shoot it, and it's beautiful to watch. And now we've added spacing to the offense. You saw tonight Quinn started the first and second half with Derek Favors and Rudy Gobert, but almost like 3-4 minutes into the game, he pulled Derek to allow Jerebko to come in, and that spaced the floor, and the offense just flows. In some ways, it's kind of interesting. I think that Rudy Gobert, Derek Favors' defensive start can almost knock an opposing team out of their rhythm a little bit. It would be interesting to watch that to see how far the Jazz go. But tonight it looked like it works a little bit. They scored some nice points. You had that nice assist from Rudy to Derek, and they scored when both Derek and Rudy were on the floor. So it was interesting. I don't think it's a long-term solution. I don't know what the Jazz are going to do. This seems like something that Dennis Lindsay is going to need to figure out. But at the moment, it's not something that's super dire because they were able to get the win tonight, albeit against a team that was missing John Wall. But at the same time, it still worked, And so I think the Jazz eventually make some moves before the trade deadline, which I believe is this month. So we'll be covering trade deadline and all the different trades that happen this year. But I don't know. The Jazz are going to be very interesting to watch to see what they do. If Derek and Rudy keep going together, if we make a move. Either way, they're playing really well, and it's exciting to watch. So remember, guys, like and subscribe to the video. Go to SLC Dunk. Read all the articles. go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the SLC Dunk, or Hanson James. On Instagram, I'm Hoops Nerd. You can follow us there, and I will talk to you later.